trumpet high notes. This is something a lot of people have been asking me to do and cover, and I've finally gotten around to it. I've put together a very extensive list of as many tips as I could think of, and I'm going to do a video for each one of them. So here we go. Tip number 1. Make sure that you carve out time in your day to play high notes. That's it. That's the tip. If you don't make sure you're playing in the upper register every day, you're not going to have an upper register. There's so many people that are looking for the holy grail answer on how to be able to play high notes. And you know something? There isn't a holy grail answer. But the first answer I give them is actually a question. And the question is, how much do you work every day in the upper register? And they usually say, oh, I don't really play high that much or this. So why are they asking me all these questions on how do I build my upper register? So make sure you carve out time in you carve out time every single day to play up there. So consistency is key. You got to make sure you do it every day over a prolonged period of time. It can't just be every day for a week and you're thinking that you're just going to get amazing high note chops and you're going to be able to play like Maynard Ferguson or something like that. You have to make sure that you're playing consistently every day over a long period of time, and you'll start seeing a change. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, you got to make it part of your routine. Or should I say, like your trumpet lifestyle. It's something that you do every day. 5 minutes out of your daily routine playing high notes. Playing up the octave, doing whatever you can do. Use your imagination, okay? You know what amazes me? How many people want to play in the upper register and they come to me asking questions. How do I do this? How do I do that? What do you do? What's the equipment that you use? What is the embouchure? How shallow is your mouthpiece? All these questions, and yet they aren't committing any time at all in playing in the upper register. And if they are, it's only for a very few seconds. I'm talking at least 5 minutes a day playing up in the upper register. And they're also really quick to blame it on something. Oh, I can't play in the upper register because my old trumpet teacher told me that high notes don't matter, or you know, I just didn't have it. I'm fine playing a high C. That's all I need. Or they'll blame it on, oh, I have something wrong with my jaw or my teeth, or I can't do this because of that. There's usually an excuse with a lot of people who can't get past that high C, high D, maybe E. When they can't get past that area, they start making these excuses. Well, I can't do that because of this. And that's just not true. It's not true. Or they'll start giving me more credit. They'll start saying, oh, well, Scott, you were born that way. You can play high notes naturally, or it's because you have a few crooked teeth that the air spirals in a specific way to just exit out through the cup of the mouthpiece like that. Hogwash. They aren't hogwash. Who says that? Nonsense. They don't listen to what I've told them about what I've had to do. I've had to put in a lot of time practicing high notes and playing in the upper register. That's how I was able to play high. Is by doing it often. And let's go back to the injury thing. They'll blame it on an injury. My lip got injured, I can't do it, I've never been able to do it since. Well, when I was in high school, I had upper register, but then I had to have lip surgery because there was a tumor inside my lip. And they actually had to cut a V out of my lip. And then they had to put it back together and stitches all the way around. From the inside to the outside, and I couldn't play for 6 weeks, and I was so helpless. I felt like my trumpet career, everybody thought my whole trumpet career was over. You should have seen some of the look on the faces of the staff of Blue Devils when I came to a camp and they saw these stitches all over my lip. They were just like, go home. They thought, man, I don't even know why this kid's here anymore. But I was on lip rest for 6 weeks, could not play. That's what doctor ordered. And then when I was done with my lip rest, I had a jazz band festival the next day. And I was playing just fine. I was cracking notes here and there, and I was really, really tired. But I did okay. I did okay. Under the circumstances, I did okay. And I was able to come back from a surgery, from an injury. Now, not all injuries are the same, I understand that, but a lot of people like to make excuses. Wayne Bergeron, I sat in a clinic of Wayne Bergeron talking how he herniated something in his neck, and he had some problems with his neck. I don't remember the whole story, but man, that dude can play. And he recovered from injury. It can happen. So don't blame it on injury. And then don't give me more credit saying that I was just blessed with this range. When I was in 5th grade, that's when I started band. I took some lessons, and then I heard someone play high notes. And I said, wow, I want to try that. So I put the horn on my lips and just kept blowing high and trying to tighten my lips as tight as possible and trying to get some squeakiness to come out. And that's basically what happened. I started getting squeaks to come out. And then when you do it over and over and over, you get stronger and you're able to put some air behind it. And so in 5th grade, I was able to play a high C by the end of the year. By 6th grade, I was able to play a double G. And by 7th grade, I was playing a double C. But it wasn't loud or screaming loud. Still today, I'm actually not satisfied with my double C. It's not as loud as I'd like it to be. So I have some work to do as well. But as far as getting the note to come out, I mean, if a kid can do it, you can do it too. But I put in work in a lot of work. And I also got a lot of flack for it too. A lot of band directors didn't like me playing high notes all the time. What are you doing that for? You're gonna ruin yourself. You're gonna ruin your lips. Watch out for air pockets in your lips and all this weird stuff. And I was fine. I paid attention to my body, and if it was painful, I stopped. If it started hurting, I stopped. But if it was just my lips getting tired or just a little bit extra mouthpiece pressure that I shouldn't be using, I kept going. But I put in work, and that's how I was able to play high. Plain and simple. I figured it out, and that's what you have to do too. But you're not going to be able to figure out how to play high notes if you don't put any time in to playing them every single day. But Scott, you don't understand. What am I supposed to play? What am I supposed to work on when I'm trying to play high notes? And my answer to you is, don't worry about that and just play some stinking high notes. Just start. Use your imagination. You don't need a ton of information to start playing high. I didn't when I was young. I just used my head. I listened to CDs and wiggled my fingers and tried to copy what I heard. That's it. Don't work on all these specific things. We psych each other out, and we feel like we need to hear all of the information. We need to hear every single tip, every single book that there is out there on high notes and register, and every exercise. And what do you say about high notes? Oh, what do you say about high notes? And what do you say? What mouthpiece do you play on? And what trumpet do you? I'm missing something. I gotta have all the info before I start putting the work in. And that is so dangerous. And I don't mean dangerous in a physical way. I mean dangerous to your head. You're going to get so discouraged by that type of playing because you're never going to get any work done. You're just going to be constantly trying to study this instead of getting your hands dirty. And here's a great analogy. Imagine a father and a son outside, and the son is like 2 years old. And the father is trying to teach his 2-year-old son just to throw a ball, just to throw it. They're not playing baseball catch. We're not talking a 9-year-old. We're talking a 2-year-old. Now, what does the father do when the 2-year-old throws the ball? No matter how they throw it, if it goes over their head, to their feet, if they throw it and the ball falls behind them, the father goes, yay, wow, whoa, with enthusiasm. Why? Because they're trying to encourage the child to keep throwing the ball. They're not coaching the child in any way. No. Let me teach you mechanics. You got to make sure I want to teach you how to throw the ball the correct way. I want to make sure that you're following through and winding up properly. No, you don't do that. You don't teach a young child that just doesn't understand how to throw. So if you're not used to playing in the upper register, why are you trying to learn about all these things on how to play in the upper register when you don't even know? You don't even know that area. You don't know that world. You are just like a child trying to throw something that you've never thrown. You've never done it before. So now, fast forward a little bit. If you just keep letting that child throw that ball over and over and over again, day after day after day, what starts happening? They start figuring things out for themselves without having their dad tell them how to do it. They start understanding this ball is supposed to get to him, not over him, not to peg him in the face, not to throw it at his feet, and certainly not to throw it behind him. This ball is supposed to make it to him. And they'll start doing it over and over. And what's the father going to do? The father's going to back up a little bit more. And sooner or later, the baby is able to throw the ball further and harder and more accurately. Then, when that kid is, 8 years old, 9 years old, and can start understanding mechanics of throwing properly, then you can start teaching, hey son, I want to start teaching you how to properly throw the ball. You're doing a great job and you're hitting me in the chest, but you know what? I want you to make sure you follow through the correct way, you don't hurt your shoulder, you don't hurt your elbow. We do this the right way. Guess what? That child is going to understand mechanics. Do you want to know why? Because they've been throwing the ball for years. They haven't been throwing it the correct way, or the way the father wants to teach them, or something like that. It's no different than trumpet. You can go about this the wrong way by trying to learn all of these tricks instead of just getting your hands dirty. Just play high notes. Figure things out for yourself for a few weeks. Just play in the upper register. I guarantee you're going to find things that work better than others. And you'll get stronger on your own without asking a single question to anyone. You'll be able to understand it. Then, when you get a lesson from someone, or if you keep watching my videos, I'm going to give you more tips, they'll make more sense to you. You'll start understanding it more because you've done a lot of work. You've understood, you've ironed out most of the wrinkles. And now you understand how it works because you've taught yourself this. So a lot of people also want to make a big game plan, and they want to go at this full force, and they want to make sure they do it the exact and the correct way. But it doesn't need to be that difficult. You don't need to make a game plan right now. You just need to play high notes. That's it. You just need to start playing high. If you try to make a game plan, and I'm going to do this and these exercises, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it exactly this way, I'm going to do this book and that book, and I'm going to dedicate so much time every single day, you might get discouraged when you can't do that in 2 or 3 days in a row, and your chops swell up or something like that. You might not be able to do that. So just start playing. Your body will tell you what you can and cannot do. Your lips are going to tell you, hey, you can't keep doing this, and so you're going to have to rest and just play. So planning, it's almost like someone who goes to the gym and they want to get on this, an eating plan and a workout plan and all that kind of stuff. And they start and they do well for about 3 days, and then they're like, man, I can't do this. It's all too much all at once. And then they get discouraged and then they quit. What they should have done is they should have just gotten off of the couch and walked their dogs. That's it. They just go walk every day. Walk every day for 2 or 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden they start feeling better. And then they're like, hey, you know what? I'm going to walk a little further. And then I'm going to walk a little further. And then maybe I'll go for 2 walks a day. Then maybe I'll start jogging. Do it in small increments. Don't think that you're just going to be able to just jump into this and not get tired and not hit plateaus. You're going to hit plateaus. But what I want you to do is take it slow at first. Just start playing high notes. But do it every day. Do it consistently. So don't worry about a plan. Don't worry about books that you need to buy. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Just start playing high notes. Do it for a few weeks every single day. I guarantee you the pressure will be off of you You won't put so much pressure on yourself to make sure that you have to play high and loud and be able to scream these super high notes. You'll start understanding the mechanics all by yourself without anyone giving you a lesson. You'll figure it out on your own. So that is it. You just need to play every day. And not just play every day, but dedicate some time to the upper register every day. Don't listen to anybody right now for a little bit until you get comfortable playing in the upper register on your own and figure a few things out on your own. You're not going to hurt yourself. Just pay attention to your body. If something hurts, don't do that. If something hurts really bad, like a really bad pain, don't do that. You got to know the difference between pain and maybe some tiredness and soreness and burning sensation in your corners or something like that. There's a difference. But right now, all you need to do is try to figure it out. Don't always try to get the answer first before you try to figure out the answer on your own. So, if you like this video, please like it, please subscribe. I'm going to put out a lot more like this. And don't be stingy with this input. I want you to share this with your friends. Share it with all your trumpet friends. Share it with trombone friends and French horn. The same principle applies to all brass instruments. But share this with other musicians. A lot of people, and I don't mean just a few, I'm talking about over the years, a lot of people have come to me and asked me the same questions over and over. And they get so discouraged because something just isn't working for them. So, this channel is for those people. I want this out there for everybody. I don't want people discouraged. I want them encouraged. So, please share this with your friends, okay? So, don't be discouraged, be encouraged.